was feeling like playing a classic game, but I wasn't sure which one to play. I ended up narrowing it down to Mega Man, so then I had to decide on which title to choose from out of the Legacy collection. After some research, I decided on Mega Man 4, but after failing to beat a single level after about an hour of playing, I decided to do some more research and settled on Mega Man 2. And yes, I did play in the normal mode, but I'm new to the franchise, so the challenge was definitely unexpected, but it was also a pleasant surprise. With all that out of the way, let's get into my first Retro Rewind. It can be difficult to break down a game from 1988 because if this same game was released today, I can tell you people would be upset about how unfair it can be at times, and I feel like most titles released then were unfair. I mean, look at the original Zelda. You were given basically no instructions and were supposed to just wander the world and hopefully stumble upon hidden dungeons, which is something the average gamer probably would not be able to find. Mega Man 2's difficulty does not come from the exploration at all, but strictly through its challenging action platformer gameplay. I found myself dying in every way you can think of, whether it be falling from platforms on Airman stage, getting crushed by Crashman, or failing to be quick enough to get past Quickman's level. The platforming, the bosses, the enemies, they all got to me at some point during my playthrough, and it did become frustrating at times. This did not stop me though. I continued playing and eventually got to Heatman's level, and I'm pretty sure you all know what part I'm about to talk about. This part in the level is just straight up unfair. I can't even imagine trying to complete this without using item 2. Well, actually, I did try to do that, and I literally thought about stopping the game because I knew it would take days work just to complete. After searching some walkthroughs, I realized I just needed that item 2, and I should be able to figure out the rest from there. After some time, I was able to figure it out. I know it sounds like I'm complaining a lot right now, which I guess I kinda am, but I did enjoy these challenges, which is part of the reason I wanted a throwback game to play in the first place. Once I defeated the various Wordmans, I got to enter Willy's Castle. The first 3 stages there were very platform based and made you rely on your items 1, 2, or 3. And to be honest, I was not a fan of really any of the levels in Willy's Castle, as I felt they couldn't really decide on a theme. It was all kind of random, and the bosses were just some machines that didn't offer much of a challenge. Except for whatever this was supposed to be. I truly couldn't have had a worse time trying to beat this boss. If I ran out of the crash ability, then do I just need to purposefully die? I ended up caving and using the rewind feature here, because the last thing I wanted to do was replay that whole level just to probably die again. I understand that it makes sense that all of these bosses are robotic, given the setting is in Willy's Castle, but I've never been a fan of these kind of fights in games. I prefer that they have a bit of personality with them, which is exactly why I enjoyed the first half of the game more. Playing through all these levels was a great experience for me. I went into each one knowing exactly who would be waiting for me at the end of it. So the whole time I spent playing the level, I was anticipating the boss fight. And on top of that, each world had a unique theme with a catchy tune that matched whatever boss you were set to face. The design of most of these levels were very creative and distinct from one another through its atmosphere and enemies. I never felt like I was playing the same level twice. Some levels, such as the Quickman stage, involved almost no combat and relied on your reflexes, while others' main focus was on combat as shown in the Flashman stage, who on a side note was probably the easiest boss in the game. Then you have the Bubbleman level, which combined platforming and combat, but I'd say my personal favorites were the Airman stage and Woodman stage. Airman's level gave me a lot of trouble, as it was also one of the first ones I even attempted. I was taking my time too much, and as I learned during my playthrough, Mega Man seems to want you to go faster and shoot more. I believe my playstyle is naturally a bit slower, so I had to adapt to this. But what really stood out to me in this level was the music. This game is full of great themes, but this one I think stuck out the most to me. The Woodman level was one of the easier ones in the game, but I always enjoy a good forested organic setting, so there is some bias there. Woodman was a fun fight and required you to jump over a shield attack, then dodge the falling leaves before taking your own shot. He was one of the few fights I actually found a strategy for, rather than just basically button mashing and hoping I don't die first. I'm sure if I didn't play on the normal difficulty, then that just wouldn't have worked. Because I had so much fun exploring each theme and fighting every boss, I'm definitely going to try some of the other titles that will offer me more of a challenge. The big question here is, does Mega Man 2 hold up? If you are not a lifelong Mega Man fan such as myself, but love action platformers, then yes, it does. Sure, there are some times that feel unfair, such as having to memorize the correct route in the Quickman stage, or the unfulfilling platforming in some of Willy's Castle's levels that would punish you for just the slightest misstep. But if you're playing it as part of the Legacy Collection, then you have the rewind feature as well as a quick save option. So if you don't want to be bothered by the repetition, then you don't have to. I did my best to not use the rewind, but I definitely did when I found myself getting stuck in the same spot. The atmosphere and music of Mega Man 2 is amazing, and is also the primary reason I look forward to playing future Mega Man titles. Overall, if you enjoy action platformers that offer a challenge and have good music, then Mega Man 2 is the game for you. I hope you all enjoyed my first retro rewind. I really like going back and playing games I didn't get to growing up and get a perspective on why they stood out and why they're still relevant today. I'd love to hear some of your thoughts on Mega Man 2 in the comments below. And as usual, I always look forward to posting and try to get videos out weekly. So until then, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Peace out.